With signs of the pandemic being under control in the U.S., the government partially eased requirements for international air passengers entering the states. FDA-approved self-COVID-19 test kits will now be allowed. Other countries, including Australia and Israel, are also moving forward in handling the outbreak. Kim Jae-hee fills us in.
The U.S. has partially eased its entry requirements for inbound international air passengers. According to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on Friday, travelers can now use self-COVID-19 test kits to meet entry requirements. Since late January, the U.S. has mandated passengers to present a certificate showing they've tested negative within 3 days of boarding. But the self-test kit must be FDA-approved, and passengers must use a telehealth service that provides remote supervision in real time. This comes amid White House COVID-19 response coordinator Jeff Zients saying that the U.S. is closer to getting the pandemic under control. During an interview with CNN on Sunday, Zients said the U.S. is turning the corner, with 58% of Americans having received at least one dose of the vaccine and more than 110 million fully vaccinated. He said health officials are now focused on the next challenge, fast-forwarding vaccine rollouts. Other countries are also working toward returning to how it was before the pandemic. Australian newspaper Sydney Morning Herald says Australia will open its international borders next year to bring back migrants and accelerate economic recovery. The report quoted Australian Treasurer Josh Frydenberg, who stressed the need to restore migration to pre-pandemic levels as soon as possible. Amid its aggressive vaccination campaign, Israel is also seeing significant improvements. Active COVID-19 patients in the country fell to 985 on Sunday, below the 1,000 mark for the first time since March last year. All Israeli cities have now been classified as green, the best in its traffic light system, which grades cities according to infection rates. Over 54% of the total population in Israel have now received 2 doses of a COVID-19 vaccine. Kim Jae-hee, Arirang News.